So here is the Edge Evolution for diesel. This is a 2003 Duramax, but this is also the Edge Insight CTS2 monitor. But the reason why it's the Edge Evolution currently is because I purchased the tunes from Edge and plugged it into my computer running the Fusion software for updating and got the tunes on it. So these are your vehicles that you're going to have a list to choose from. I have to choose Chevy because I have a Chevy, and yes, it's on. So basically it'll pull up your coolant temp, boost pressure, manifold pressure, battery volt, fuel level, trans temp, RPM, oil pressure, main injection timing, fuel rail pressure, let's see, your gear, intake air temps. You can do your average mileage if you choose to. You can go right here and I'll show you what all it has to offer. So acceleration pedal, barometric pressure, everything, pulls up everything. Now one thing that I do recommend is buying the EAS adapter for the boost pressure, because off most of these trucks the OBD2 will only read up to 22 psi. For some reason mine read 23 the other day and it kind of freaked me out, but that's besides the point. Some people can get it to read well above the 22 psi. I don't know how they're doing it without the EAS adapter, but it's whatever. With this you can also customize it. As you can see, I have a picture of my Subaru as a background. Edge has a software on their website that is My Style. So you'll plug in your Edge into your computer running My Style, and you'll be able to upload any picture you want, customize the picture that you're choosing, and upload it to your Edge Insight. Now they do have a Edge Insight Pro that has custom tuning availability on it. Recommended tuning software is HP Tuners, because it's a well-known company. They are very helpful when it comes to tuning your own vehicle, or if you are a tuner and you need help with a base tuner or anything like that, they'll help you out. They will go far into what you need to make sure you get what you need. Another thing, so before you get the tunes, if it's just the Insight CTS2, you won't be able to go in performance settings. It will not let you go into it, because I tried it. I have stock, of course, economy, towing, performance, extreme. It's 30, 50, 70, 100, and I mean, as far as it is right now, I have it on level 3 because extreme is a little bit too much for my transmission at highway speed. It'll cause my transmission to start slipping. That's due to my truck being, what, 15 years old now, so that's one downside. But should be getting a built transmission soon, hopefully. So you have your layout. You can choose your different layouts. You have your first page of layouts. You pick whichever one you want, and then you have a second page that you can pick. So it's basically the same. You could run the same if you really wanted to. You can also go through and change your backgrounds. I currently don't have one because I have mine customized. Another thing is records. So you're gonna have like your 0 to 60 boost, coolant temps, mile per hour, trans temp. Let's see, quarter mile, I haven't done it yet. RPM, the reason why mine is so high is because my truck is weird. And so your quarter mile, that's gonna come whenever you go into, I'll show you, it's gonna be your performance testing. So whenever you go into performance testing and you do your quarter mile, that's how you're gonna have the record come up. Now the reason why my 0 to 60 is there is because I've done it 0 to 60 and I did it in 2-wheel drive on the performance, or 2-wheel drive on towing, which was pretty quick. You'll also be able to do your horsepower, and that goes for, I believe, up to 2 minutes of logging, and you can data log all of it if you really want to. So you'll come into data logging and then you'll hit your data run 1, and then you hit touch screen, and then whenever you go back to your main screen, it's gonna start data logging, and you'll be able to see that in your notifications bar. So you have your little notifications bar. Data logging is currently on, and it'll go until you either turn the vehicle off or until you go back into data logging and you turn it off yourself. So that's pretty helpful for, say you have the Edge Insight CTS2 Pro, you'll be able to data log your runs and make adjustments according to what needs to be done. You're going to have diagnostics as well. Trouble codes, trans relearn, injector balance rates. So Chevys are known for having the injector balance rates on there. Trans relearn, I've heard there's many vehicles that actually allow you to do it. Trouble codes, so you can read all your trouble codes and it'll give you a basic description of what's going on, and if it doesn't know, then it's going to refer you to your owner's manual. As far as I know, Chevys are the only ones that you can clear trouble codes on while you are driving or while the vehicle is running. That's the only vehicle I know of that you can do it on. Injector balance rates, mine are probably wacky right now because I'm on performance. Usually you want to read your injector rates when you're on your stock tune, because that's your most accurate. Now injector rates doesn't mean, because it's within ±4, does not mean that your injectors are good. The only way you're going to tell if your injectors are good is by your return flow rate, and you have to pull your or you don't have to pull the injectors, but it's recommended that you pull the injectors and have them done at a shop that is capable of doing it. Your mileage coach you can go through it and it'll tell you weird random things to do, and if you input it, then you'll get your own mileage. It says to do it up like at least 3 times to get an accurate measurement of it. Your maintenance manager, you're gonna have your maintenance items to let you know when you need to do stuff, and then you're gonna have your settings and help. Settings is basically your vehicle weight, tire size, and all that. Help is you're gonna have your settings and help. Settings, you're gonna have accessory settings. Say you have the accessories like the boost gate or the boost thing adapter thingy for Edge. I can't remember what it is. EAS adapter. Vehicle settings, so you can come in here, put in your tire size. Other vehicles might give you different options. I'm not too sure. Alert settings, so you can make it alert you when something isn't right with your vehicle, as far as fluids are too high, your fuel levels too low, or your oil pressure drops off or it's really high, your coolant, like anything that is on here, you can let it alert you. There is a lot, just to let you know, there is a lot. So help, whenever you go into help, some things you'll be able to go through and see, like your vehicle information. I'll show you some of it. So product info, this is your own Edge insight, what this product is. So when you call Edge and they ask you what's your serial number can be seen with your vehicle on, as long as it's plugged in. Vehicle info, so you're gonna have your VIN and all your pretty much everything that's coming off your OBD2 to your monitor. It's gonna have your serial numbers for that. Contact info, so you don't have to go online and find their phone number every time. It's right here. And I've called them and asked them several things about it. Tech support tools, you don't go in here unless you're directed to do so by Edge Tech Support. And the reason why is because there's things, if you go in there, there's things, and if you don't know what you're doing, there are things that you can really mess up. That's why it's not recommended that you go into it. So far, the tunes I have, they do well. They definitely could be better. It's not EFI Live, nowhere close. But economy, yeah, economy is pretty good. I've gotten about 25 highway on economy. And then towing, I only really use that for when I'm towing things, except for whenever I ran the 0 to 60 on it, just to see what it would do. And then performance, I recently noticed that I could get 27 miles to the gallon highway on performance, and that's pretty outstanding, seeing as how that's a 70 horse tune on top of what I already have in the truck, which is muffler delete, K&N cold air intake, and PPE boost increase valve. As far as anything else, that's it. It's stock height, stock tire size, stock wheels. What probably helped is a little bit of aerodynamics. I took off the fender flares and the trim pieces on the doors. I didn't like them, and it probably helped reduce drag a little bit. Who knows? But overall, the Edge inside is pretty decent. I like it. It lets me know everything about what's going on with my vehicle that I need to know. There are other things that it can do. There are a lot of accessories for it that I know of. There's like I said, the boost pressure accessory, and there's trans fluid temp probe, so you can actually see your real fluid temps. I believe there's a way to hook this up so you can have on the fly shift. So you don't have to turn the vehicle off and then pull the radio fuse and then change your tune. You can just do it right on the fly, which is pretty nice to have. I don't have it, I don't know how to do it, but I'm not even gonna mess with that. But yeah, overall it's a pretty decent monitor. Could be better, definitely could be better. It's a little slow. It's not as fast as what I'd like, but it does the job. Now with the trans relearn, Duramax Tuner recommends that you hit trans relearn and then it'll say please wait. Doesn't matter how long you wait, it's not going to do anything. Hit the screen and then it'll send the commands to your TCM telling it relearn all the shifting. So you're going to want to do 25% first through fifth into overdrive at throttle, and then you want to make sure your shifts are not slipping. They're nice. They're could be firm if you have built transmission. They're most likely going to be firm as hell. But then after you're settled, you're good with that, you're going to do 50%. Make sure it's good, because these Allison transmissions are always relearning. They are always learning what shifts or what trim to make on line pressure to make sure that there's good shifts every time. So after 50%, you're going to do 75% and then 100%. Now, where you're going to do 100% pulls at, I don't know. You're probably going to roast the tires off in first, maybe second gear if you're full throttle. But it can be done. You just got to find the place. So I'm not saying go out there hot rodding on the streets, especially through cities, but you got to do it somewhere. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, like I said, I like it. It's a pretty good product. Couldn't be less appreciative of it, that's for sure. But yeah, check it out. If you're thinking about getting it, it's most likely going to be worth it. Now, you can run EFI Live with this. What you'll do is you'll order your auto cal with your tunes on it, and if you have the CTS2, you're gonna have them coded as serial switching instead of the DSP5 switch, because when you come in here, notice the arrows up and down, right? See those arrows up and down, you'll be able to shift your tunes up and down. That's all you have to do. Now I'm sure you can come into performance settings as well and then change your tune, but I can't because yeah, I gotta pull the radio fuse, which I don't have a radio fuse, it's on a switch. So but basically what you'll do is you'll plug in your auto cal to the OBD2 port, let it do its thing, and then you're going to plug in your CTS2, go to settings, and then you're going to turn EFI Live on, which it should be all the way on the bottom. You'll turn EFI Live on, and then you should be able to go back to performance settings, change your tune, or should be able to do it with the arrows up top. So that's basically it. It's Insight CTS2. The back of it doesn't really look like much. It's just a plug from the OBD2 port. And yes, it does beep whenever it does get touched. Here's the Edge CTS2. Go here, tap on diagnostics, and then trans relearn, and it'll say this. So basically all I have to do is click yes, and then it'll send the commands to the, I'm guessing, the TCM to get new shift points and how to shift.